This series, the Korean from Team Evil Geniuses, it is Jaedong.
Jaedong, I spoke to Team EG, aka In Control, about Jaedong coming back to DreamHack, because I asked one question. Jaedong accomplished a top 4 finish in Stockholm. He got the money, he's gotten some WCS points, more importantly, he's qualified for DreamHack Winter already at the end of the year. And I asked, why come back? And the very simple answer was, Jaedong loved playing in front of a Swedish crowd. When he played in Stockholm, he loved every moment of it. He wants to show you good games once again, but more importantly, he wants to win. He wants to be that guy in front of everyone cheering and chanting his name. And we'll see if he's going to be able to do it. He fell short in the semifinals last time. He's opened up this series with a great start. A great, solid game against LucifroN.
And he's already well on his way, making it to the round of 8, and especially taking that first game against LucifroN. And actually, we're going to have our Terran player opening up with a Barracks on Whirlwind. Oftentimes, we will see Command Center first plays. You feel this might have something to do with what he may expect coming out of Jaedong on the second map?
Well, just remember to how Jaedong played versus Gumiho on this map just a little bit earlier on. He went for a hatchery into gas spawning pool and for a very early baneling nest. With a Barracks down earlier, he'll have a higher marine count, he'll have a faster factory depending on how he plays this out. So LucifroN may be bearing that in mind, but ultimately, we could be seeing just a one Barracks command center to double gas. We could see Cloak Banshee from this place. We could see Hellbats from this because it is a little bit faster than going for a command center first. So options available here for LucifroN.
Yeah, and he does immediately go for that, at least the first gas geyser. He's going to take the second refinery very soon. We have actually seen a pretty reasonable amount of Hellbat play from LucifroN so far in this DreamHack, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him come up with that. The SCV will scout out Jaedong's base, and most importantly, he's going to see no gas. We're not going to have that super fast Zergling, Baneling bust to try to abuse the very large natural ramp, and he even busted into the main base before, so definitely cannot afford to take any greedy risks versus the Evil Genius Zerg.
Yeah, so, you know, LucifroN sees the 4 Zerglings, and as you said, sees no gas. And he's checking again. He's like, really? No gas? Okay, cool. And he'll probably just throw down his third command center. Not too fast, though, because when you go double gas like this, if he's in gas still with all 3, he's going to bring in too much gas if he wants a fast third command center. So he's going to need to throw down the factory. I still feel that he'll go, excuse me, for the armory, for Hellbats. Everybody loves a bit of Hellbats, right? Everybody loves a bit of Hellbats. So get the damage done into the drone line. And if he's able to do that, while adding on a third command center to take the economic lead against Lee Jaedong, then it's very possible LucifroN can start this game just as well as he wants to end it.
And important that you noted he'd have the earlier Marines. He shoves away these Zerglings that are poking his base. The scouting SCV will be able to return. So at least in the denial of information department, he's feeling quite comfortable here. There's not as much information about what's going on in the main base. Jaedong doesn't really know what LucifroN is up to. That factory is done, though. Are we going to see this armory, Apollo?
We absolutely will, man. He's going to throw that down at the back there. Okay, all right. No, there it is. Okay, so it is over there, then the Starport coming down. So he's going to go for this Hellbat drop. It's a very normal play from LucifroN. But now it's going to really test the defense of Jaedong, who's only just now getting his first extractors. This means that he will not have, units maybe necessary to defend, such as Roaches early on, because with this gas, he'll probably want to get Zergling speed first, and then Roaches afterwards. He may not even get the Roach Warren. But right now, because Jaedong was gasless and didn't focus on his gas, he was able to get up to 4 Queens. Creep spread is good. And the main focus of dealing with Hellbat drops is to use those girls right there, use those queens to bring down the Medivac. If the Medivac falls, very shortly the Medivacs will as well. I mean, the Hellbats will as well.
And it's a very important point that you make because, of course, the Hellbats quite slow in their regular form. The drones can be pulled away. The Hellions are here with these 3 Marines. LucifroN's playing pretty bravely with his first couple of units, really trying to put some pressure. But also, he can soften up the Queens at this point, make the Hellbat drops a little bit more effective. They are on the way. We have our first Medivac about to come out. And, well, LucifroN, I really like that he's taking this aggressive stance with all of his units. He's not leaving anything behind.
Nothing behind here, as he does manage to get a Creep Tumor. I'm wondering now if LucifroN will continue through with this armory and his Hellbat and actually go ahead and go into mech and use factory units completely in this game. And that's what Jaedong's looking for. He's like poking in, he's like, have you taken the gases on that natural yet? No, okay. So the options are still open, but we do see the first Medivac coming up. Do remember to get onto Twitter, #DHOpen. Join us in the discussion there as well. as watching these games as the first medevac is making its way across here. If this lands a big blow, Nathanius, then LucifroN simply takes a lead.
And this is such a smart play from LucifroN. He's kept the Hellions at the front the entire time. These Hellbats move inside the main base. He's going to need everything near to defend against that drop. At the same time, if the drones go down towards the natural, he can run those Hellions in, try to catch them lined up on the ramp. He has a lot of options available. It does look like, however, that he wants to try to drop those Hellions in right after the Hellbats.
Jaedong only has 14 Zerglings at the moment. He's building 16 drones at this point. 2 Hellbats and 4 Hellions. Oh boy, that's going to be difficult to deal with. The Queen's going to come in immediately, and Jaedong could be in a bit of trouble.
These Hellbats getting in towards that mineral line. The drones are going to be pulled away, but this is where the Hellions shine. They're not quite so slow as those Hellbats, and really taking a lot of damage on these Zerglings. Lifts up the Hellions in that medevac. They can't be healed, but they can be lifted. And now the drones lining up behind the spawning pool. The Hellions are going to get in, taking out a very large number of them, and LucifroN is dealing quite a significant amount of damage with this drop so far, Apollo.
He has knocked his opponent down by 20 odd SCVs there. Great move by LucifroN, and that's all he needed to do as these guys waddle home, sneaking their way out. They're going to be joined up by a couple of more medivacs, so they're going to go in and do more damage here. Behind this double engineering bay, there is the tech choice. The third command center is down, which Jaedong has seen. He doesn't really know if it is mech or if it's bio at this point, but for now, these Hellbats doing so much damage to Zerglings alone there. And as you can see in the resources lost tab in the bottom right-hand side of the screen, 950 for LucifroN, 1,000 and 1,775 there for Jaedong. But this isn't even over yet.
This is a very crucial moment for LucifroN. He needs to keep the pressure up with these medevacs. His stim just started. 1-1 just started. 1-1 is done for Jaedong. That Spire is halfway complete. He needs to make sure that he continues to slow him down to get this third. The Hellbat's dropping. The drones do split, and he's going to be able to at least sustain himself for now. There are some Banelings here. Would love to get some hits off on these Hellbats, but these drones actually getting cornered here behind the mineral line, and the Queens are beginning to come up, trying to focus down these medevacs, and now LucifroN is just going to boost on out.
He's going to boost on out there. Successful job here from LucifroN, who's about to take his third base, but there is an Overlord in the way with a bit of creep spread, so it looks like he's going to move it over to the right-hand side to take his third. Meanwhile, production is being thrown down here by LucifroN. Quite far behind in production if you look at it. It is the 11-minute mark, and his 4 barracks are only just now coming in. So on the ground, he really doesn't have that many units, but he does have Hellbats, which is all you need really at this point. As he chases down these 2 Queens, is he going to bring them both down?
I love this play, going for the Queens, preventing that anti-air, and the drones lining up quite a bit on the way out of there, but the Hellbats do get caught up on that spine crawler. The Hellbat's still in the natural, are really diving towards there, and these drones, you know, even if he doesn't kill the drones, he's denying mining time, dropping into the natural. Now he's going to at least kill the spine crawler off, but Jaedong not really mining off the natural, barely mining off the third base now, and the Mutalisks, however, are going to come out, and they're going to do a great job at shutting down this harassment play.
They're going to shut this harassment play down, but, you know, if you look at the result of all these units, and Hellbats don't really cost that much, Jaedong's down to 52 drones. Everything's going to get cleaned up now. And if you look at what LucifroN's doing, he's still building Hellbats. He's continuing to drop, but the drops are going to pretty much stop from here on out because of the Mutalisks. He's going to actually add Hellbats, I think, into his composition with his Marines here instead of mines. This is going to be so cool to see because the Hellbats, they'll roast every Link, every Baneling.
And you know, once you do that, it helps you with the Zerglings a lot. As far as the Banelings, though, if LucifroN is to go for this decision, and he's continuing to produce the Hellbats, like you said, it's going to require fantastic Marine control, splitting them against the Banelings perfectly, because he won't have any area of effect damage that can really take out the Banelings quite well, since those units are quite effective versus the Hellbats, too.
Yeah, and this is Jaedong's turn now to kind of take control of the game a little bit. He's able to go ahead and take a 4th base, try to get some harassment in. Let's see if we can get anything done here. With these Mutalisks, it looks like he may be able to pick off a loose Marine or 2, or a couple of Medivacs would be nice, as he does bring 1 down. Gets a couple of Marines as well without combat shields at this point. Finds a hole to move his Mutalisks around. Got to be careful not to lose them, though.
Very nice bit of damage being done. He needs to make sure, of course, his Mutalisks don't get completely caught. There are missile turrets in quite a few of these spaces. He's going to lose a little bit more than he bargained for, but he also gets information. He sees the second factory that's on the way. We do have Widowmine production beginning. The 2-2 for both of these players, though, very close, which is important considering just how much faster the 1-1 was for Jaedong.
That's right, as the harassment stage of this game does continue, but a lot of good placement turrets here. A single Marine gets picked off there. Jaedong, we're focusing down the engineering bay. He's got to be very careful. 2 mines are coming down. Jaedong's going to have to pull out of here. But there are units waiting for him at the south side. He is going to swing around. Remember, this is the 4th base of LucifroN coming down. His economy is going to be in great shape as he starts to pull ahead in terms of supply. But Jaedong behind all of this has had some time to kind of build himself back up. He's got his upgrades coming down. He's got his Burrow coming in. He's going to start making a lot of Banelings. But because he's been slowed down so much, his gas is really low. He's only got 450 gas. That's not a high Mueller's count. That's not a very high Baneling count at this point. And LucifroN is just powering away.
It's a very important thing to know. And with this 4th base, he's really going to be able to explode. The economy, Jaedong never got a huge lead. We talked about the production being late for LucifroN, but killing off all those drones at the initial Hellbat Hellion drop has kept him in such an even position that this is the part where that economic lead really starts to favor the Terran player. So I also like that he's going for the +2 vehicle armor now, which is important because not only makes those Widow Mines and Hellbats harder to kill, but also the medevacs when they're going in for the drops.
Jaedong's eager eyes have spotted this medevac, which is headlined towards the main base here. Queen is going to come in to help push this back. It's got a few Marines and a Marauder in there. The Mueller should be enough to clean this up if he plays this out carefully.
We'll kill off one of the Mutalisks, getting possibly this Queen as well. Very nice catch here for LucifroN. Something better than nothing. That medevac didn't have much of a chance of it getting out.
Oh, look at this on the left-hand side here. Jaedong's morphed 12 Banelings. In combination with the Mutalisk here, I think he's going to try and aim to bring down this planetary fortress. 12 is a decent amount, but he's going to need some extra damage from the Mutalisks and also the Zerglings here. Let's have a look how he's going to play this out. If he's able to bring down this planetary fortress, that's great. But unfortunately for Jaedong, this medevac spots them.
Yeah, he should be able to recognize what's coming in. Of course, killing that planetary is going to be quite hard. There's Widow Mines there, Hellbats, and a good number of Marines. His second drop is actually moving a bit more. And, well, this force for LucifroN is going to start moving out towards the center of the map. Is this really an opportunity for Jaedong to run in? He will catch the medevac, though. Very nice pickup on that drop. And LucifroN stepping out towards the tower. He's going to try to clear out this creep.
So he didn't see the Banelings and Zerglings. So as LucifroN moves out, Jaedong moves in. He's going to aim to kill the planetary fortress and then aim to still defend back at home against these units. In the Mueller's come, the Banelings need to get in. That's so many. Mueller's taking so much damage.
And he's going to try to move the Banelings around the command center to get the SCVs. He's going to kill all of them, and that will be enough to take down this command center. Very nice pickup for Jaedong, dropping LucifroN back to 3 bases.
Yeah, great counterattack. That's been the trademark of Jaedong in this series so far, his counterattacks. But now he's going to have to deal with a lot of Marines. He just spent a lot of Banelings to kill that off. Oh, 1 or 2, 3 Mueller's go down. He needs to morph a ton of Banelings back at home. He needs to get a great flank. He needs to spread his units out. We are going to see, Jaedong, again, is he going to come from behind with these units, or is he going to try and go for the 3rd base?
This is going to be a very dire moment if he can get in and shut down even more of this economy. LucifroN is pushing down towards that bottom right base. There's a wall this time. It'll eat some of the Banelings, but this isn't a planetary fortress. It's going to be much harder to defend. The Widow Mines get a couple of nice shots off onto these Banelings. He still has a very large force by this hatchery that's under construction, but I don't think he's going to be able to defend that. There wasn't really too much there to lose. Now the Banelings get into the mineral line. All these SCVs go down.
Such a big hit there. And if he can crush off this army, it's the same place. LucifroN has no economy here. Jaedong comes crushing in. The Widow Mines are not ready. Can Jaedong do it to the Banelings? Get enough connections? The Marines are good enough. And it looks like he may still say, more Banelings come in. And Jaedong takes a 25 supply lead. And it looks like he's going to clean up every single unit there. What beautiful play here from Jaedong. Counterattack to the 4th, counterattack to the 3rd, and then has just enough to defend against the powering army of LucifroN. And because of all of this, look at the bottom, the resources, 50 minerals and 1,000 gas. LucifroN is bleeding here with his economy.
Very, very nice play so far from Jaedong, recovering quite well from that early economic damage he sustained. There is a 4th command center now available for LucifroN again. He has his 3-3 on the way. This is the only saving grace he has because it has not yet started for Jaedong, even though he has the hive. Now, as far as what LucifroN needs to do, his units need to suddenly become the most cost-effective units in the world because he barely has any economy to replace any of the Marines he loses from here on out.
Yeah, that's called Widow Mines, man. If he can get some good Widow Mine detonations, then he's in good shape. But Jaedong gets into the SCV line once again. Only 40 SCVs remain. Zerglings do get traded off there. And look at that, underneath the command center. Cheeky little Jaedong has a borrowed Zergling there, preventing the command center from landing, which is going to slow down his opponent as he realizes a scan goes down as well. But behind this, finally, Jaedong has his +3 melee attack coming in, his adrenal glands as well as 13 Banelings, an additional 34 Zerglings. Just basically staying on Zergling Baneling, but making it work, getting the right counterattacks, getting the right engagements. And once again here, LucifroN pushes out with such a mediocre size of an army.
He's going to need fantastic control and some fantastic Widowmine hits to be able to make something happen with these units. But the Mutalisk's moving in towards that newly built planetary fortress. It's right about to finish transforming. He can't lift it or save it. And now Jaedong, he's just going to try to get a good angle on this. He's going to go for the missile turrets. That hatchery under construction on the right side. There's no drones to kill Apollo. He has the safe base on the left side. The Zergling's coming in. The Widowmine's going to burrow. The Banelings are moving in. Is it going to be enough? He takes out a lot of the Banelings. But how many Marines are left to stop the reinforcing units? Still taking out quite a few of these units.
Every time I look in the production tab, 50-odd Zerglings are being made. Jaedong's macro is absolutely insane. This is like we used to see in Brood War when he played back then. Just keeps on building units, has bases everywhere. LucifroN is dying down as 94 supply versus 173. It doesn't matter about the upgrades up there. When those Banelings morph, they are going to come for those Marines if they get the chance to morph, that is. And oh, look at that. Zerglings coming from behind. Everything is surrounded. Zerglings, Banelings absolutely destroying what LucifroN has, who's down to 73 supply. Mutalisk coming back to clean everything up here.
And our mouse tearing on 2 bases. He only has a handful of Marines left. He is going to throw in the GG.